Fucking A, you stoners, let's fucking go. I'll be your cocaine portion of the evening. You guys doing coke tonight? If you're doing coke, hold up your baggies for me so I can see. I just want to see who I'm hanging out with later. You know that joke only has to work one time? That's it. All it needs to do is work one time and be like, fuck, I don't have to ever tell that again. I found all the coke I needed. Do you ever lose your bag of cocaine when it's your weekend with the kids? You're like, oh fuck. This shit could be in the urinal of the dive bar I left last night, or in my 15-year-old son's pocket. It's his cocaine at that point. Because you can't go wake him up and be like, hey buddy, did you see a little plastic baggie with a Superman logo on the side? Possible some white powder on it. That's how you lose your kids for a while. I'm just kidding. I still have them. It's great. I love it every day. Eugene, you guys are dope. This is by far the most beards I've ever seen in a crowd before. Let's give it up for my beard brothers here tonight. Yeah. There's two reasons you grow a beard. One, you're trying to hide the excessive chins you have. Or two, you're trying to hide that you have no chin whatsoever. I'm the first. I have 6 chins. And I was like, do I want to do sit-ups? Or do I want to not shave anymore? And I picked not shaving anymore. I think it's going great. The only goal now I have is to get it long enough that you can't see that my belly is starting to flop over, my sweatpants, or that when I pick up my shirt like this, it just peeks out from below. I want to get some glitter down here and be like, surprise! You couldn't tell before, but I'm fat. I got fatter during the pandemic. I got addicted to DoorDash. It should be against the law to get 17 Oreo Blizzards at 3 a.m. I'm just saying that should be against the law. Like, oh, Sonic's open? I can get 5 chili cheese conies? Of course I'm gonna do that. You should have to get fast food the way you used to have to do it, where you drive through and then go park in a parking lot 2 towns away so that nobody can see you shame eat. And here you get fatter. It wasn't my goal to get fatter during the pandemic. In the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna use this time to better myself. I'm gonna finally lose that weight that I've been putting off doing. The government did a great thing. They started sending me checks. I was like, this is perfect. I can use this money to lose the weight. I got a medicine, a kettlebell. Get a kettlebell. Do you guys hear about that? Did you listen to Joe Rogan too? He was like, get a kettlebell. You fucking do shit with it. I looked up. I don't know what the fuck a kettlebell is. I don't know what size you're gonna get. I looked it up. It's like, you should get a 35-pound kettlebell if you weigh 300 pounds. It's like, okay, I'll get a 35-pound kettlebell. I got it. They bring that shit to the door. They don't tell you how much a 35-pound kettlebell actually weighs. Like, they say it's 35 pounds, but you pick up 35 pounds, it's like, that's a fucking heavy kettlebell. I had to pick it up at the front door and carry it through the house to the back door. Now that shit just holds my door open while I'm smoking weed outside. The wind can't blow that door shut with 35 pounds. That's what I'm saying. I got a rowing machine during the pandemic. I was like, fuck running. Let's row. I've never rowed anywhere in my life. But for some reason, I was like, this is gonna be the cardio that does it for you, Matt. You're gonna row your way into health, I swear. Do you know how hard it is to shop for a fucking rowing machine? There's too many types of rowing machines. There's a $75 rowing machine. That's immediately out. I think too highly of myself to spend $75 on a rowing machine. Come on. I'll pull that thing apart. I use a 35-pound kettlebell, by the way. You know what I mean? $75 rowing machine ain't gonna do it. There's a $200 rowing machine, but it's still mechanical. There's a $600 rowing machine that has water in the tank, and when you read it, it's like rowing on real water. I was like, well, that's what I need. To remind me of my childhood when we rowed on real water all the time, going from village to village. I got that thing. That thing was heavy too. I took that out back and I got it. And you know what? They're right. It is like being on real water. When you sit on it and you just roll back and forth as you're smoking cigarettes, you know? After eating 5 chili cheese conies that just got delivered from DoorDash. Yeah, it's a fucking good time. I think smoking weed has kept me from losing weight. I think smoking weed, because I'm one of those weed smokers that it enhances everything. And I one time read that book that Arnold Schwarzenegger did where he's like, I used to smoke weed. That's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. That's just the only impression I have. I used to smoke weed when I became Mr. Olympus. Imagine if he talked like that. Wouldn't that be great? Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Southern guy. Fuck you guys. I think it's funny as shit. I used to smoke weed as Mr. Olympus. That made me get stronger faster. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna smoke weed and run. That's the thought I had. Because in my head, I'm such a fucking drug addict. I'm like, okay, you get high with weed, and then I heard people talk about a runner's high. And I know that if you cross 2 highs together, that's the greatest thing of all time. But then I smoked a bong load and then went to run on the canals and saw a turtle pop his head out of the canal. Little orange stripe on his head. Have you ever had a 15-minute conversation with a turtle in the canal when you were supposed to be losing weight? I've done it a couple times. And then you remember they opened a Jimmy John's about a quarter mile away from there. And you just walk over to Jimmy John's and get a $20 gargantuan sub. Spend 45 minutes eating that thing. Yep. Then you get an Uber ride home. And you take a 6-hour nap. That's how your beard gets longer. That's how you keep growing your beard. Yeah. You guys coupled up tonight? We got relationship in the house? Right here, you two? You guys are a beautiful couple. You're gonna make beautiful butt babies. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Oh, you're good. You're so good. I'm in a new relationship. I just got my first tattoo. We got tattoos together. We got couples tattoos. She put a lot of thought into hers. She was like, I want to get a tattoo for you. It symbolizes us, our love. And what she got, it says, just you forever, right here on her ribs, just you forever. Because if she ever asks me, like, do you need anything, do you want anything, I always say, just you forever. That's it. That's what I say. I thought that would get a little more Oz, but the fuck the rest of you guys. I'm sweet as shit, okay? For her, I got a peach emoji on my ankle, because she has an amazing ass. Yeah. If you want to know what we appreciate about one another, that's what it is. What has she got? Just you forever, you fucking stoner. That was the beginning, and then it comes back.
What did you get?
Yep, you get it. You get it. My girlfriend's black. Thought there would be more appreciation there. And be like, you guys are like, fuck this guy. My girlfriend's black. Last month was Black History Month. We were having sex during Black History Month. I was paying reparations, you know what I mean? I was giving her that good dick. She said to me while we were having sex during Black History Month, she said, oh baby, this is your pussy. Now, immediately I was like, as a constitutionalist and a strong believer in the 15th Amendment, I respect you and love you, but I can't take ownership of this pussy because of prior precedent that went before. However, I'd like to strike an agreement where maybe I could rent this pussy out. Maybe I can give you fair compensation on a lease deal for this pussy. Maybe create an easement in this pussy, but we can have a come and go kind of situation. You guys have been fantastic. My name's Matt Walker. Looking forward to getting high with you guys.
He calls that last joke Manifest Dixony.